Okay.
Coffee?
Sure. Yeah.
And did you order sweet French fries?
Yes,
Or
sweet,
regular?
sweet.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. All right. It's episode 18 of New York City bike culture, and I'm super excited because it's Blue Hat episode with Michael Palacios or SoHo, and we said we'd keep it AKA. Excuse me.
Sorry.
AKA SoHo, which is his bike name, which is as he called it, and I don't have the cred to say that, but he called it, we keep it street. So if he says it, then it's legit.
Yeah, you can definitely call me that. Everybody calls me that.
Yeah. So all right. So SoHo is here, and he brought a hat, which is super awesome. You can probably see it on the block with SoHo,
right,
which is
Smurf
his
gang.
YouTube channel and Instagram account and online presence. A lot of really good stuff out there on kind of the New York fixed gear messenger scene, alley cat scene.
Well,
how would you describe it?
Well, usually, I just at this point, I started off based on fixed gear.
Yeah.
But as a messenger, I've been riding on cargo bikes. I've dabbled in road bikes too, so I'm just trying to widen that up. You know what I'm saying? But my foundation is fixed gear.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to definitely dabble in other forms of cycling because we all ride bikes.
That's exactly why you're here, and that's exactly why I invited you, and because I saw the stuff you're doing, and I think it's super exciting. You have a lot of good content out there, and
I feel like I got something a little bit for everybody. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I think I want to feature all the different parts of the New York City kind of bike. There's kind of the different subgroups and sub-communities, but there's overlap. There's people hanging out together, and we're hanging out together right now. I'm going to talk bikes. SoHo is, I struggle to say Michael SoHo. I'm going to have to
Wait,
so we're going
first,
SoHo.
you have to remind me of your name one more time.
Constantine.
Constantine.
See, same thing. I'm just
one
going by
of my
NYC
favorite
bike
Keanu Reeves
culture.
movies, by the way.
With the fallen angel thing,
Yes.
yeah. I get that, or it's you're the emperor. And I was like, yeah, no. I was okay, no, neither of the two, but I have seen the movie now. For the longest time, I hadn't seen the movie.
Okay. One of my favorites.
Anyway, we got the hat. He's got the same one actually. Yeah. So Blue Hat episode today, which is awesome. Keep us
he
warm.
doesn't like friends or the fun. So
no, he's got a homies one too, which I love the homies approach to the hat. But I don't actually care for the show friends.
No, I respect it. He gave me props, but doesn't like it. It's a win-win for me.
So it was an easy decision too, because now I only had a choice between blue and the red. And the red, exactly.
That's right.
Which are both awesome. And I saw on your website you got a lot of other good stuff out there. You're wearing something out there. I think.
Well, I just recently made these prints. This is from when I did my ride from Florida to Virginia.
Which we'll talk about for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But actually, let's backtrack. Let me finish the intro.
Oh,
we're already getting into it.
The intro. That's right.
So, you introduced yourself
on the block with Constantine.
On the block with Constantine, just on the block, having Celica, eating some good food, having the wine, having coffee. It's cold. Can see the air. Hopefully, maybe you can. Whatever.
That's not bad.
Born and raised in New York City. Currently, no.
So,
all right. Currently resident of the Bronx, but born and raised.
So in one of the questions, when you sent me the questions, it said, who is SoHo?
Yeah.
And then it's funny because I wasn't really having any thought. But all right, so SoHo is Michael Palacios. Michael Palacios is an immigrant kid who arrived here in 1998 with his grandmother and grandfather. Oh, thank you very much.
1998.
Yeah, 1998, yes.
Yeah.
But I was born in 91.
Okay, yeah.
And I arrived here in 1998 with my grandparents, and for a while I lived with them, and I went through the typical stuff. Went to high school, and had a decent, had some decent teenage years. Got in trouble, and skateboarded, rollerbladed, and eventually I found my way to fixed gear cycling.
Yeah.
And the first person who got me into fixed gear cycling was my boy John, studying at Union Square.
Okay.
So we've been chilling and hanging out at Union Square for a really, really long time. It became my hub. It was one of the places where if you needed to link up with somebody, you go to Union Square and somebody would be there that you probably knew. Or if you wanted to meet people. It used to be that kind of place back then where it was very welcoming.
Yeah. So, where you come from?
The Bronx.
No. Yes. Now.
But
Today.
now, all right. So, and I've
backing
been
up before '98.
I come from Honduras.
Okay.
I live in Honduras, which is Central America.
Yeah.
That little part that connects North America and South America. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're right there. And I was born in 1991. I lived there, went to school, 10 miles away from home. You know, I was raised with pigs, chickens, and farming.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I was been a very hands-on person, very active.
Now, you speak Spanish?
See.
There we go. So good. But I was gonna say you don't have like any recognizable accent. You came over pretty young, and you sound like you're from New York City.
Yeah. I've been here for so long, you know, and I'm just happy that I still know most of like. I feel like my Spanish is pretty basic, but it's not the standard like, oh, I can get around. Where's the bathroom on the style?
Yeah.
Where's the post office? But like, I'm fluent in Spanish.
Yeah, you were just talking about he was in Puerto Rico for his 30th birthday,
Yeah,
celebrating summer.
spent
And you can
5
get
days
around there. Although people, I'm sure, speak some English there too. And
Yeah.
yeah. So, all right. So now you're in the Bronx. You already mentioned. So you got into it like kind of your late teenage years or something like that.
Yeah, so I started riding. I started riding fixed. I've been riding bikes for a really long time, but fixed gear didn't come into my life till maybe my early 20s, probably like about 24, and then I've been riding it ever since.
Yeah.
You know, and I started. As you know, it's a little young hooligan with my boys. Like I told you before. Well, not you, but I told this other homie who hit me up with some bike questions, and he asked me about my history of cycling, and I was like, "Yo, we're little hoodlums just stealing bikes at first." You know what I'm saying? Like we got out of work, linked up, yo, let's go rack some shit, and that's what we did. You know, because we weren't buying expensive ass parts, we were just taking them.
Totally. I mean,
Yeah, but you know, we're not those people anymore. We've grown, but that's just part of the story. Yeah, and I ain't shy about telling it no more because I'm just not that person anymore.
I was gonna say appreciate the honesty there, honestly, like because
No reason to lie.
no, exactly. And it's like you tell the story how it is, you know?
Yeah,
and not
exactly.
like, oh, you got the bikes because I don't know, you were inspired by something. So it's like, no, that's not quite the story.
Right.
But it's like there's a lot of overlap with like sounds like a little bit like the skateboarding. What was the other stuff you did?
I used to do aggressive inline with my friends.
Aggressive inline.
Yeah, so a lot of people are familiar with the homie Shardy from Track or Die, and I used to rollerblade with him and a bunch of other people before we started riding fixed gear.
Oh. So what's aggressive inline?
So aggressive inline is basically it's like roller skates, and you have these wide boots, and because the side of the boot sticks out more than the Jesus Christ, I never thought I had to explain this. All right, so there's the frames. The frame is what holds the wheel in place.
Yeah.
And then the boot sticks out. You basically jump on the ledge and slide on it.
Okay, so it's like all right, so it's like skateboarding but on like inline, like a little,
well, in a way because you can take a skateboard and hop on the ledge and grind it. Yes.
Yeah, right.
But it's just it's a like freestyle rollerblading.
Yeah.
It's definitely a thing of its own. That's for sure. But if you can kind of put that in a way to make people understand, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the boots are really wide on the sides. You just roll up to a ledge, you jump on it, you hope that you lock into place, and you just slide.
Oh.
It's super fun. If you can't understand what I'm saying, just Google it.
I'll put a link. I'll put a link in the show notes or something. I'll find a video on YouTube, I'm sure. So you got a bike pretty late. And then, how was that? That was because you were hanging out in Union Square, or that was because...
No, but when we were hanging on Union Square, we were riding bikes.
That was already riding bikes.
Yeah, and
so that was already like the messenger scene. I was talking about the saying that was used to be the meeting spot. I don't know if it still is.
Right. What introduced me into messenger work, I believe I used to work for Champion Couriers.
Okay.
And then I stopped working for them. And then Uber came around, and Uber started giving dudes $25 an hour. And I'm telling you, it was like a messenger boom. It just brought out people from just on bikes. It wasn't even the fixed gear bikes. It didn't matter what kind of bike you rode.
Well, the person has like no idea what the messenger used to make. How does that compare?
Well, the Uber was definitely paying people more than messengers because no messengers company was giving anybody $25 an hour.
Okay.
Like we were coming home with $1,000 a week, and I have done 3 jobs. I look at my manifest for a week. I probably did 3. Like 3 jobs, 9 jobs for the entire week max.
Wow.
And we were getting paid so much money. And I come to understand now, they was just trying to, it's like crowdfunding. They was just trying to get everybody to get on that platform.
Yeah.
And when they started chopping off, the pay and bonuses, there was still a lot of people on that platform. So I kind of come to learn that. They all do it. Caviar did it.
Yeah.
They all do it.
So they all try to onboard everybody, get you on their platform, promising like paying a lot in the beginning, and then kind of
and then they just snip you. They just snip it. But back to the messenger stuff. So I started working for a company called Champion Couriers, and I used to have the whole getup, the holes in my shoes, the long johns and shorts. I had the whole messenger. Look, it was a great time. And mostly because you know what's really great about being a messenger? It's like anybody will tell you this, I feel like it's the community and the people that you work with.
Yeah.
Because I feel like nothing builds stronger relationships than working with someone. Because you know you hear their troubles, you kind of see what they're going through, you see their successes, and then sometimes when they got a flat or they need a package, assistance with a package, you'll be that person to help them. I've went out and helped my guy Julio change a flat. I brought him a whole front wheel from base while I'm on my way to my route. Cook it, make it to Julio, give him that wheel, and go back to my jobs and finish it. And then when we both get back to base, we just talk and laugh about that, you know? And it's that kind of energy and that kind of wholesomeness that makes being a messenger kind of worth it, because I don't really know many places where you can build this kind of relationship with people in the workplace. Like I work in retail. People don't really give a fuck about, yo, I need a size 9 from the basement. Here you go, bro. Like that, it's not the same thing.
No.
You know?
So that's the impression I get kind of looking from the outside, right? Because I haven't worked as a messenger, but like it's always like, it looks like it's portrayed like in some of the movies too that are like kind of, you know, cliche or famous maybe, but it always like, it's a very kind of, it's not the biggest community, but it's really tight knit, and like people, and like Vince was saying, we hang out every day, and like you get to know people really well.
But see, that's what I'm saying. When you say the word community, like it's if you think about it, like it's in New York, sure it might be small, but fixed gear cycling, it's a global community. Because and what makes it global is the internet. You get what I'm saying? And it connects us in a way where like, all right, cool, like you talk to other people on the internet so much, and you watch their videos, you share their videos, like it feels part of like, all right, this is a different kind of community. You know, it's almost like different subcategories. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's different levels to this shit, you know?
No, I mean, there's like the New York community, and then like, there's messenger and fixed gear, which is not quite the same thing, but then you can go to another city, like, you know, and I've seen you, like, I think you had one of the videos where it was like, you go to Buffalo and you can hang out with people there. You know, and it's like some are racers, some are messengers, and some are just people just like to ride fixed gear with their friends, and they're all doing it together. And I feel like we've seen enough of that in New York City where, they're messengers, they're track stars, and they're people that want to look like messengers, or look like or these are alley cat racers. And at the end of the day, but we all ride bikes. And we're all just trying to, 100%. We're all trying to get, you know, it's like, I just feel like we have more things in common than things that divide us, but people just spend too much time on looking at the division. Because it's like we're in the future in 2021. I personally believe that we should be doing way more together in this community than we actually are, you know, as a whole. Totally. Eat some of your burger.
Oh no, I feel you. Oh yeah. I'm starting with the pickles. I don't want to talk and chew a lot.
I know,
you know what I'm saying?
Know. Well, I always feel bad. We can always take a break too. So let me start the next question. And so, like you already talking about, kind of like you're like, you know, we need more unity. So when that clearly seems to suggest that there are some divisions that you see, and like maybe because there's different, like you said, sub communities within the community, right? And then even within like the fixed gear messenger community, there's, like you said, there's like whatever the track guys more so, and then there's the messenger guys, and there's the wannabe messengers, and then there's like the young guys and the old guys probably, and and all that. And
there's definitely tension between like the old generation and the new generation, because I personally feel like the older generation this is like what they have, or they've been holding it, or they've been part of it for so long. Like they're having some kind of trouble being like, all right, you guys, this is the way, this is how we're gonna do it. If you guys wouldn't mind doing it this way, but adding your own little flavor, that's cool. But it's like there's none of that. It's just animosity or bitterness.
There's like old school, or there's no alternative to that.
And it's like, you know, and it's like, I get it. Like it's different generations. We all were raised differently. And I was raised differently. I don't come from a broken home. I was taught how to share and all that shit. So that's what I'm gonna act like. You feel me?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like there's enough of this to go around for everybody, whatever that is. And so it's like, why are we still fighting about it? Why are motherfuckers trying to like cheat at like, you know, like I just want to like I want to create a space of people who know right from wrong and will pretty much stick to it.
Yeah.
No ifs and buts about it. Right is wrong, like right is right, wrong is wrong. Cheating is cheating. There's no way of if or buts excuses about it, you know, and things like that. So I just look forward to a community where half the shit that didn't happen back then in the last couple years doesn't happen anymore because it's the future.
Yeah. So I think you know what you're talking about. Other people will know what you're talking about. What's an example of like the kind of you're talking cheating, you're talking like the shit that's happening. So like what's something that like grinds your gears? And you're like, oh man, that and like, there's a lot of.
It's like an old song by now, but you know, it's just like we witness certain things in a cycling community that has put off a lot of people towards coming to certain races, coming towards certain events. Like if one of the biggest races has had declining numbers over the years, it's for a certain reason. Because the motherfuckers are willing to come to this race in the
you're talking alley cat races now?
Alley cat races, yeah. So people are willing to come to one of the biggest races in New York City in shivering cold, and the numbers were 200 and up. Yeah. You know, what happened that those numbers started to decline? Right. You know what I'm saying? And that things like that should be addressed. You know, and the people who are in charge are the ones fucking it up, so they're not gonna address it.
I see you have your position. So yeah, but I think you're right. So on that note though, like you feel like here's some more coffee? Thank you. Sounds like you see, is it all the races going down numbers?
No. Yeah. No, there's new races coming out. I actually hosted my first tri-cross race last year.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, somebody tried to ban it, whatever. People be hating, and it still happened. It was successful. People had a great time. Because at the end of the day, you can have something against me, but there's no reason why I should try to stop a race. But it's for people. You know, prices went up to the racers. I went and got beer with the money. We had a barbecue. Why would you wanted to stop that because you dislike me so much over our personal matters? And it's crazy because
in the scene.
Yeah. I always say, shouldn't you be training every time somebody comes in? That's my thing. That like, shouldn't you be training? I don't get mad. Why get mad? It's been too much. That's what I'm saying. It's been so long of the same shit, and I know what I want to do here. I want to host races. Yeah. I want to support the youth. Yeah. I want to be a good example for the youth. So by the time I'm 40, and I know I should leave this shit alone, you know what I'm saying? I'm
your retirement plan.
Yeah, that's the fact. I'm like, yo, bulls, pull up. Let me see what y'all got. Because you know that's how it should be. You can't do this forever. Yeah. And you can tell when someone's just trying to hold on to a torch that, you know what I'm saying? You can't throw the biggest races in New York City and not have scorecards. That's insane. But if the young dudes were doing it, we would have had scorecards because it's a collective of us, and we're growing and we're welcoming. Somebody hit us up, yo, how can I help? I would like to help. We're like, okay, cool. But with the older generation, just feels a little different, like this elitist club shit. Okay. And then enough of that, man. That's not gonna grow nothing. It's gonna keep things the same. Yeah. And like I told you, bro, like I'm an immigrant. I wasn't born here, and as a person who came over here and seen things. I've been around for 30 years in this world now, and like, yeah, I know what the world needs, and I know what a community needs. And yeah, I'm an asshole. Who isn't? So what?
I think we're all sometimes, you know. Some people.
But you see these kind of people out here. Just because we white, it's like almost feels like it's like you can be a shitty person on a bicycle, like you know. You know, and granted, if I fuck up, I welcome somebody to check me and be like, yo, you know? And that's the reason why I feel like I do the things I do, because how would it be if I'm out here doing like petty shit and fucking people over and then try to talk highly of how we should be doing good? Yeah. It makes no sense. I should be in the cycle. But I go out of my way to make sure like I help my homies, and I'm just trying to pass the buck. Yeah. We should help each other. This is the way it should be. because the world has been at war for how fucking long, and you know we're just civilians, and I feel like civilians should do the best to get along with each other while everybody's trying to, you know, fight for. If people are fighting for our freedoms, why the fuck are we here tearing each other apart?
You sound like a diplomat here.
Do
So,
I?
yeah.
I'm gonna do a couple of things. I'm just saying, man, the world is such a big place, and it's like when we're here, and it's like, cause I'm saying, I've seen some shit. I was born in Honduras. Like,
Yeah.
My grandmother would take me to the doctor, and we'll see a burning bus.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like.
Yeah, look up Honduras history if you're not familiar. It's not always peaceful.
Yeah, it's, you know, but I'm glad to be here, and you know, sure I could be here terrorizing shit up, but I'm not.
Yeah.
This is dope. That's my
Yeah.
bikes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So's Bike Shop. You already know.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
have another bite. Again, like I don't want to keep you starving here.
Yeah. Keep this still
But
warm too.
like, so I think that part of like, and I guess you're like, okay, you're 30, you say you're 40, I'm gonna pass the torch or I'm gonna retire or whatever. So you're a little bit in between the old and the young generation, then it sounds like, and when you're saying like, when you have the problem with like the old folks being a little too elitist, like is it that they keep the young folks out of the decisions, like in terms of race hosting, or like what is it?
It feels like that.
Dude.
That's gonna be a good shot.
All right, we're back with a little camera interruption here. We got a little bit of a grade in here to work with, but anyway, so generational conflict a little bit. You were kind of in between, maybe age-wise. So you're not 18 anymore. You're not 40 yet. You're not retired.
No, right.
And like talking about what do you see when you say like generational conflict? Like, because I'd say like. And maybe again, as an outsider, just like reading about it and watching videos, like there's kind of definitely like an old like fixie like in the 90s, it's older, right? But 90s, 2000s, and then like I feel like around 2010 it was like really big. Like Red Hook came around, got really big. And,
Yeah,
like,
Red Hook came around in 2008.
It came earlier, but
Right,
like
it started
getting
2008.
really big.
Right.
You know,
And
where
as
people
progressed.
around the country and internationally were paying attention, and
That shit
that's
grew
maybe
really
where it got
fast.
mainstream.
Red Hook
Exactly.
grew really
Right.
fast.
So-
For a race to get like that in 4 years,
Yeah.
5 years, that's a crib at that. David Trimble was doing his fucking thing. I'm gonna say that.
It's unfortunately at least temporarily gone right now, and I
Right.
talked about that. I don't know if we're past the heyday of fixed gear racing at least.
Oh man, as long as we're as long as we're riding these bikes, bro, it's gonna continue. If David Trimble could start this shit in Brooklyn in 2008,
Yeah.
it could be done in the Bronx, it
Yeah.
could be done in Queens. Why not? Why can't it? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. That's the energy. Like I tell my friends, yo, I think I want to throw a race. I'm like, do that shit. I'll make you your spoke cards. I'll make you your flyer.
Okay.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. You already got the idea. You halfway there.
Yeah.
And then that's what I'm saying. Like when my friends tell me, like, I jump out my seat, like, I feel cool. How can I help? That's the kind of energy that's different from, you know, the other generation that which I feel that I have witnessed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I got my differences with some of them. I got,
I think I was talking to Vince on last week.
Yeah,
and
that's
he was
my
like,
homie Vince. That's my homie Vince.
He was like, he's real. He doesn't hold back his opinions. And I was like, okay, that's gonna be good to talk about.
Because we getting too old for that shit anyway. Because then we're adults. I'm talking to adults. If you're a teenager, you'll understand when you get older.
Does it help that because like, you know, I talk to like a road cyclist, and obviously, you know, a lot of these people are like, you know, in official positions, or they you know, they feel like they can. I think they're a little bit bound by the positions that they're in. Like the fixed gear scene, like it doesn't really have a strict organization, right? I mean, like you said, there's the old folks that kind of have maybe some organizational historical power, but they're not like you're the president of fixed gear racing in the United States, in New York City, or even the United States, right? I mean, so it's always like a.
And then some people, I feel like, go out of the way to put some people on that pedestal, or because I don't think for the most part, sometimes it seems like some individuals go out of the way to put themselves in that light. I don't really care for those kind of individuals because it's not authentic. You know what I'm saying? It's like those people who they want to be fixie famous.
Yeah.
So you want to be famous for riding a bike. Okay. But that's not a conversation that's very always interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually like people who usually just tend to get known. People get known for different kind of things, man. People get known for smart things or dumb shit, so it can go anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if people want to get known or famous for riding a bike being on two wheels, and that's your prerogative, then then by all means. But it's like now it's how you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And they have really no idea, because usually the person who is getting that fame is just there putting in work, making videos, making posts, not telling another dude, I want to be fixing famous.
Yeah.
It's like a guy coming up to you, he's like, yo, bro, I want to make $1 million. Or that dude that comes up, he's like, I know how to make $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I'm saying. For a long time, I've been seeing people, younger, older, do the same thing. Tell you what they're gonna do. Tell you what they're gonna do. Tell you what they're about to do. It's like, all right, bro, how about you just come up to me with what you want to do? I mean, what you did.
Yeah.
Why don't you pull up with what you done did? Like you go to a job and you show them your resume, right?
Yeah, your portfolio, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So prove what you've done.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time with what you want. This is a waste of time.
So that's funny. It sounds like a
go
lot
to
of
a job and be like, yo, I don't got a resume, but if you hire me, this is what I could do. We would like the world to work that way.
We would, and I think in the beginning, like everybody kind of needs a chance, right? But I think you're right.
True.
If people kind of build up a resume of always just talking, no game, and not showing, then that's tricky. And I think we have the same thing in like more the road cycling community, where there's always a lot of good ideas, but then it's easy to like come up with some ideas and come up with some opinions, and then it's a lot harder to be out there at the race.
Yeah,
like you said, making the flyers, volunteering. Like I saw you in your videos, like volunteering, with the manifests and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
your dog out
doing
there,
fucking
and
checkpoint.
Like, yeah, exactly. Which is like
weather.
you're sitting there, you're standing out there somewhere in the city. It's
two
freaking
tall
cold.
boys in love for what you do.
So that's the reality of that. Thank you. And that's hard, but you're doing some of that work, and
let's cut you off. You know what's so, and it's like while I'm out there shivering, and then I take the time out to show, go on Instagram stories on. Hey, let my friends see the race. Not let them see me shaking in the cold holding out a checkpoint. Let them see some action.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I feel like people find it so easy to say stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you look cold. I'm like, yeah, it's 30 degrees.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like you have the opportunity to like really talk to somebody and just maybe get some shit going, and you just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people just don't take the opportunity to make it more beneficial to themselves. It's more like, I'm going to say the stupidest thing that comes to my mind. Enter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why?
A lot of negativity.
Yeah, and it is negative.
Yeah.
And it's like people fail to realize, like, how can you be negative in the most simplest things? And if you can be negative in the most simplest things, then I know you're not being the most positive person where you should be.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why be negative for fun? That's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy, to be negative.
Yes, it is.
Like, it's super easy.
It is.
It's always harder to like.
But you know what?
And be
it's
positive.
easy to be positive.
Yeah.
That's why I do both of this shit. Like, cause my friends know. Like, you come to my crib, and like I just saw Ish before you pulled up, and I gave him this hoodie.
How you doing?
Hey,
Good, how
thank
are
you,
you?
boss. And I gave him this hoodie, and he just told me that he just got hired with my boy Showtime.
Okay.
Because he's working at some drug bike delivery stuff. I'm telling you, bro, this shit is not going nowhere. It's over the years they need more and more delivery guys on this. It's like we're still here for a reason. You feel me?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be just racing, but we're working. So when he came, I gave him his hoodie, and I told him, "Yo," he told me he got the job. I'm like, "Cool, that's great.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up." And he was like, "Nah, bro, I'm not. I'm gonna hold this down. Blah blah blah. Me and Ferret, don't fuck it up." And he's like, "Yeah, bro, I won't. Blah blah blah." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "All right, cool. Don't fuck it up." You know? And it's just like I just want him to go into that first day of work, and don't fuck it up because they're young. Trust me, I fucked up jobs too because I was young.
I think we've been there, like at whatever level or whatever position we were in at that age. We fucked some shit up or we made some mistakes.
It sounds really like aggressive, but it's mad love behind it. and he knows it.
I feel
he
that.
Definitely
Yeah.
knows
I mean,
it,
I wasn't there. You weren't telling me to not fuck it up, but I mean, I feel it. So I better not fuck it up right now.
You know.
Let me come back to love the positivity, love the love, and love the tough love too. Actually. Because I think that's like part of the community, right? You're trying to help out other people. And
We ride back with no brakes.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be soft.
Yes. So messengers is kind of what you're from. Not gonna go away. And like actually like not just with before COVID already with like all the companies that you said going into this market like Uber and all the food delivery companies. I can't even name them all, right? It's gotten bigger, and like some of it has been going on with like more the e-bikes and the even motorized bike, whatever. E-bikes and motorized, but whatever. There's distinctions there that I don't really care about right now.
The more faster money those guys make, the faster these companies are trying to figure out how to like clip it even more. Oh, bonus.
Right.
Go these many miles, bonus. Many deliveries, bonus. I'm out here doing the same work for each delivery.
Yeah.
I'm being held back by those restaurants, those
Right.
Just pay me well. We don't need bonuses. We need to be paid well. And that's what I'm saying. Like, think about it. Where else have you worked for bonuses? Where else have you ever heard that? Work for a bonus. Work for a bonus.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And that's what I'm saying. I come around like this. For the most part, every corporation just thinks like the average person is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
So
all these pay cuts, and yet you're doing the same hard work. I got a pay cut while doing the same work. I used to work for this company called Urban Stems, and I was delivering flowers. How cute, right?
Yeah.
And then we were making $3 for the small packages, $6 for the doubles.
Okay.
Where we're double the size.
So
So small.
you get paid per package.
We got paid per package. We got paid hourly, and per package the
addition.
commission.
Which is
And they cut the commission in half, just to make the IPO look good for the investors.
Yeah.
Are the investors carry these flowers on their back? No. And that just showed me that being a corporate messenger means nothing.
And that's how the story is always going to go, right? One way or another, right?
You know, because you got companies like my homie Alex started Local Logistics. I remember having that conversation too in that Union Square before you started Local Logistics. That was really dope. To have a dude talk to you like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm gonna start my own messaging company. I don't know if it was a year or two later, but he had his own messaging company.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got Samurai Messengers, and they're like a tight knit company. Vince works for them. Yeah,
I think he worked. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Okay,
I think
cool.
I think he's done with them, but
okay. Well,
no.
I know he definitely did.
But he did. He definitely did. Yeah. And you have nothing bad to say. So is that? Is there like a big divide between the kind of only messenger companies or messenger owned company like Samurai? I think is messenger owned, right, and all that, and like the other one you mentioned, and like again the big companies like Uber. So is it a big difference for you then, like working for one or the other? And it obviously feels different. Like one seems to be heavily incentive based kind of.
The only thing that probably ever changes or differs is probably the pay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, delivering shit is delivering shit.
That's what Vince was saying. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you're.
It's not. I don't think it's different for whatever company you do it. You do it long enough for one company, you're gonna run into the same problems in the next one.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People are not there. People, I ordered my lunch after I left work. I thought I was gonna be there to meet you one time, but I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'm like, this bitch. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll probably do some shit like that too.
Yeah.
So I don't really get mad, but hopefully, what you hope for. Hopefully,
just in case to work.
Yes, perfect.
Just see.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just like, wait, I lost my train of thought. What was the question?
Oh yeah, so we're on like working for the. Basically, we're saying delivering shit, like working
That's
for
right.
the big companies, work for the small. In the end, same work. The system might be set up differently to how you get paid.
The only thing that benefits that I would love that I love about Urban Stems, we had a base to go to.
Yeah.
A lot of these companies don't have a lot of messengers don't have a base to go to, or even if they have
You're
an
on the
office,
street and you have to pay
you're
phone.
job after job after job. You know what I'm saying? But Urban Stems, you've dropped it because we have to pick up from the base. So that means every time we dropped off, we were empty. We had to go back. That's the only difference. That's the only time I've ever been part of a company like that. I actually had a base for us to come back.
So that's rare in New York City then?
That's very rare.
Really?
That's very
it's just
rare.
real estate issue kind of? Like it's just
No, it's just like
messages
companies don't want their messages in the fucking office. You know what I'm saying? they should be outside working.
Okay.
But because
just like don't put your feet up inside.
yeah,
Like could be out there in the street.
but because we had to go back there and pick up the flowers,
Yeah.
you know, we had a base, and that trust
Right,
me,
you have a
when it's
physical location.
when it's fucking 10 degrees, bro, it's
Yeah.
totally worth it. But I still can't. It takes a certain kind of individual or individuals
Mm-hmm.
to just be out there, and you know, I feel like messengers should be the kind of people that run the country because we're tough.
Yeah, and so this was very much along the same lines.
Yo.
It's just like you're out there the whole time. That makes you tough. That makes you.
We
also
are the
closer
working
to
man.
people.
We are the working person's person.
You're keeping New York City running in a lot of ways, totally.
No,
and I
right.
think,
but
like when it's that tough, isn't that also? Does it lead to a lot of turnover? How long have you been doing it now? And like,
I've been
how
doing
long
this
are you
since,
gonna?
like, this is like 2011, 2012. I know I started it young. And you know what's funny? I'm not the, you know, because OG's messages, most of them are messages because they had like, you know, convictions and shit. They're felons and they couldn't get jobs anywhere else. But shout out to fucking messenger companies hiring fucking, you know, ex-convicts. Actually, I know my friend told me he doesn't like being called a felon, so I'm pretty sure other people don't like being called felons, so I'm making sure that I'm calling felons, I'm calling ex-convicts or ex-motherfuckers that have been incarcerated. You know what I'm saying?
Like, don't necessarily be an ex-convict, but definitely awesome that these companies are hiring.
Yeah,
because,
you know what I'm
like I
saying?
said,
And then they
it's
work
really
hard. You
In
see what
many
messengers
states,
do.
Most
So-
of the time they can't even vote, right? So I mean, I think you're taking away a lot of. You make it super hard, right?
Yeah.
And I think that
And we all know somebody shouldn't be paying for a mistake for the rest of their life.
100%. You know, I think that, especially depending on whatever the conviction was, right? And
Yeah.
and
Right.
like you said, we do stupid shit when we're young sometimes.
Right. But that just shows too, like, just the type of energy somebody's willing to manifest into, just trying to like just stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
And just, you know, go to work, hang out with their buddies. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they really done. You know, it's like it was a gateway for them not to go back.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think the messenger?
And I've
life is
spoken
good
enough to
for-
OGs to know this shit. Shout out to my nigga Skeletor. You know what I'm saying? And Al. Al's like 55. He getting stocky. Going to the gym every day.
Still a messenger?
Yeah.
So, but back to that question, like, do you think there's a lot of turnover, like a ton, or is it more like you recognize a lot of people stay in it and stay in it for life in terms of like staying in the messenger, staying in that job?
That's the thing. I feel like at this point they've been doing this so much or so long that this is what they want to keep doing.
Yeah.
And honestly, some of them been doing it for so long, like they're getting well taken care of by their companies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
they can rely on them, they're good. And like, for the companies, it's hard. Like if you have to hire a new person all the time,
right,
then
true.
you can't rely on them, right?
Well, like the homie Skeletor, I believe he's been with his company for maybe more than 15 years. I dare say 20.
Yeah.
And he makes money every
Yeah.
week. I see.
Yeah.
He pulled up over here on one time and he showed me his manifest for the week. He got paid $1,000 a week.
So they give him
$1,000
more jobs because they know he's good
He's a great
yeah.
messenger. And
Yeah.
you know, who doesn't want to get taken care of by a company who they've been in for 20 years?
Mhm.
It'll keep the employer happy. It'll keep his moral up and keep banging those jobs in 15 minutes like he's been.
100%.
You know?
I think if you work for a company that's happy with you and you're happy with the company, that is like, that's good, right? I mean, because
Right.
other people like they dread going to work every day. You
Who
know?
doesn't want happy employees?
Exactly.
I mean, that's my question at the end of the day.
100%. 100%.
I've seen The Office. You've seen what disgruntled employees do. You see how they are. Nobody wants a Stanley. I love Stanley.
Is Stanley?
I
Yeah.
love Stanley.
He's not even the worst in that show.
No, he's not.
He's just kind of not there or there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be
He
there.
doesn't want to be there, but he's there.
Well, he's there.
Mm. Do you feel that way sometimes about some of the messenger jobs then, or like do you feel like
Well,
because like again being out there like it's I mean it's the warmest day of the week probably right now, but it's not warm. We're freezing here. in
for
Florida.
me, if it's spring, summer, if it's warm, send me wherever.
Yeah.
I'll ride to
Yeah.
Jersey. In urban stands, we can wear our own. For the most part, we can wear our own garments.
Oh.
So like they gave us bibs and shit. They gave us jerseys, and they were dope. I was out there in the jersey in the spring, you know,
Like
nice
an urban
tight.
STEM jersey.
Yeah.
Ah, I see one.
Wow, that shit is cool. Wow, I just thought about it. I haven't seen that shit in years. But yeah, you know. And then before they implemented that, we were just shorts, tank top. Sometimes I would be out there shirtless. You know what I'm saying? When it was hot, and it's a freedom, bro. And it's like I ride a bike all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm getting paid for it. And any messenger would say like the freedom being on a bike. I can't work in a cubicle. I can't do this. I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's an opportunity, and I gotta. Okay, so you're telling me I could be outside, smoke a joint whenever I'm ready, but all I gotta do is just deal with the fucking elements and some traffic.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Oh, you still got to deliver. You got, like you said, you got to deal with the traffic
and I have the energy and the stamina for it. And like, I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
So my mind is just
always.
So
which is probably good for like going through the traffic.
It's
and
great,
everything, right? Because there's so much going on, and
you remember
it's almost like you're in Zen kind of like mode, almost like when you're in traffic.
But and for me, it's like I don't want to sound like, but I feel like when a car is coming at me at 40 miles an hour, and I'd be like, I got this. So. It's just so like, I'm not from here. I'm not from this place. Like, it's really wholesome for me. It feeds me. Just like
makes you feel alive, right?
Yeah, just like a mountain biker jumping off a fucking 20-foot cliff.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with these motherfuckers? But it's like, that's really dope. I just don't do heights. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, same thing.
But I watch it, and it's like super dope and super exciting. That's what makes that person feel alive.
Yeah.
And this is the same for me, because we don't have mountains here. We don't have mountains. But just driving or dodging a car and getting to where I gotta go, it makes me feel like a professional athlete. There we go. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're 100% right. I think it makes you feel alive. It makes you feel like competent and confident and like, you know, and like, I always talk about like all your senses have to function really well, you know, in that moment, because like, if they don't, like, you feel alert, like you feel like you feel like you're like naturally like on that adrenaline, whatever that mix is that the hormones your body's producing. You're like, yeah, you know, this is good.
And you know how people like need an escape or go or retreat or like you know, some people live their lives so safe or so comfortably, and no, I like action. Like I want to face some mild danger. So in a way, if I'm minding my own business and some shit goes funky, I know what to do. I know to move left. I know to move right. I know not to just stand still. You know, the other day, I see a civilian. Like I'm a civilian. I'm a civilian. Right? My thing is, if I'm going towards someone full speed ahead, I'm gonna go behind them rather than in front of them.
Yeah.
It's just signs to me like, cool, this person is motion is going forward.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop their motion. Let me go behind them. But the other day is, I see this guy walking. I'm in the lane in traffic, and I'm not just gonna just go into the lane because I look behind me, so I'm like, cool, don't just jump into the lane. Slow down at this guy walk. I slow down for this man. He sees me slow down. He slows down. Why do we both need to slow down? It's like, I'm pretty much saying
all the time, though.
I'm saying, bro, go ahead. It's like, you know, the motion and is there that I slow down. Then he stops. I'm like, yo, dude, go. So now I slow down for you to slow down for me to go.
Yeah.
Just go.
No, you want it to be in sync, right? You want it to be like, you want that guy to understand what you're doing, and you're like, you in your brain, it's working, right?
It's all math. This is all math. And you know what I tell you?
It's the same with cars, right? It's like at the stop sign or something, you're looking at each other and like, I'm going, you're going. No, don't stop for me, just go, because it's gonna be faster if you go, and then I can go.
I built up like little comebacks for that. I'd be like, you suck at math. Yeah, because it's like speed and velocity, speed and timing. But it's like, and I tell people,
figure out the movement of objects in space, right?
I'm like, hey, bro, if a fucking object is coming at you, get the fuck out of the way. Don't stay there. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I've seen it. I just don't. I feel like this is just like elementary, you know? Because it's like, I like to pay attention. I like to know that I can survive if a cyclist came in my direction. And I get it. We dodge Mack trucks going 40 miles an hour for fun. Yeah. That doesn't sound normal. But it just keeps us keeps us on our toes. It keeps us alive. That's why I love it.
Can you understand people who are like, because like, we're so comfortable in the streets of the city, right? And a lot of the messages of Fix the Kids are, and they're doing like some stuff that's great, sometimes that's stupid, you know, whatever you want to call it. But like, can you understand people who are like, I'm scared of riding a bike in the city next city?
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, but I get it. Like, it's so. I feel like some people are just so comfortable with being afraid. Like,
No.
first of all,
Okay.
ain't no more cars in Central Park.
Yeah.
Get your bike and stay in Central Park.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because the reason people are afraid is because of cars.
Yeah.
But there's places you can go and ride your bike where there are no cars, and Central Park is one of them.
Totally.
Prospect Park is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Any park, if you think about it.
Yeah, there's plenty of parks you could ride around.
I don't know what park you can drive a fucking car in unless you're part of the parking car.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that's the thing about fear. It, like, not to sound so cliche like a movie, but it takes a hold on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, I'm scared and that's it. It's not like, I'm scared, but let me try to see if I can tame my fear.
Yeah.
It's just people just give in. And I can't live like that. Like when people, I walk my dog off the leash. He's a pit bull.
Yeah.
I live in the Bronx, I live in the hood. And so I walk him off the leash because I'm grown to, it's fucking annoying walking him because he pulls me too much. But he's trained enough with his commands where he can walk him like heel and he'll come back to me. I'm gonna stop and sit. He won't cross the street.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's my dog, man. Off the leash, I'm gonna talk to him, and we've been fine ever since. He'll be like, oh my God. I'm like, keep doing what you were doing, just walk. Or he'll be like, oh my God. I'm like, he can't take a shit and bite you at the same time. Keep walking. So it's like before I be so quick to get mad at these people, but bro, there's too many people out here doing dumb shit for me to get mad at. There's too many. I'll be mad all day. I'll be mad all day. But you know, so earlier today, the lady like, get your dog, I'm scared. I'm like, miss. And she's still freaking out. And I just like looked at her like, miss, well, have a good day, okay? Right. I'm like, miss. She's like, calm down. He's on there. Like, it's like, oh, okay, I know you're afraid of dogs. I know something bad happened to you a long time ago. Yeah. Where is the danger? She took for a second to think, and she's like, she saw that my nigga was over here sitting down. Simba's over there 5 feet sitting down. Yeah. That's a Simba move. And I don't yell. You know what I'm saying? Because I realize I only yell at cars who almost hit my. Yeah. Fair enough. But for people, especially she's a woman, I'm like, man, just calm down. He's over there, you know. I want you to understand, if he was a danger, he would not be off the leash. Yeah. And it all calmed down, lady in the wheelchair, and it was like nothing ever happened, bro. And that's how it should be. Yeah. Because I learned that people fail to realize that if my dog was that vicious, he would not be off the leash. But people don't think like that. It's just fear took a hold on me.
I think it's a city, yeah. I mean, like you said,
it's not the city, because a lot of these people are immigrants talking about, well, dog bit me in Jamaica. I'm like, well, you're in New York now. You know? Look, dude, I got bit by a dog right here when I was a kid. I was like 6. I went up to the dog like, hey, how you doing? He bit me. Yeah. And I got 5 shots in the belly button. Did I hate dogs? No. Hate is a choice. At this point, when you're 30 at least.
He rides around with his dog, by the way, on the
Simba Express, you heard?
Simba Express.
We were doing deliveries for the whole summer 2020. That's when I started renting the cargo bikes. Mm-hmm. I really got it for him. Well, my boy Diego offered me a job and delivering like food from restaurants to like so the restaurants would pack up their food that they're probably like I don't want to say throw out, but the excess food and ship it to would deliver it by messengers to churches and different places like that. Awesome. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. Like, you know, it's eco-friendly, and that's why I told you, like, messengers aren't going anywhere, especially as delivery guys. If we keep pumping it out there and telling people, businesses, it's probably, I'm pretty sure if you hire a fleet of messengers, it'd probably be cheaper than hiring cars. I'm not too sure, but I feel like that can be the future. Because apparently not. Are we supposed to be cleaning up our carbon footprint?
Well, I think we're supposed to. I think we're supposed to. And definitely, I think bikes are part of the solution there, right, for the city.
Most definitely. And I personally feel like cycling is the fun of youth, whether you're a messenger or a road cyclist, or whatever kind of mind you do. It's like, it's keeping your body in constant motion.